The anime starts with the final match of the Saitama Prefectural Tournament, where Ichinan High School plays against the strong Matsuke's Kuru football team. Matsuke's is ahead with a score of 1-0. Ichinan's star player, Isabi Yoichi, only wants to make the winning goal. As time runs out, Yoichi battles through the opposing team, aiming to get close to their goal and shoot. But right before he shoots, he sees a sign from one of his teammates and quickly decides to pass the ball instead. However, things didn't go as planned. Despite trying their best, the Ichinan team couldn't make use of the chance, and the other team attacked back, scoring the winning goal, making the final score 2-0. This loss was really hard for Yoichi and his teammates to accept, because it meant they wouldn't be going to the national level. They felt really disappointed as they realized they had lost. Yoichi felt really sad after such a big loss, but when he got home, he got a surprise that changed everything. His parents gave him a letter from the Japan Football Union, saying he had been chosen for a special training program. Excited about the chance, Yoichi eagerly agreed to go without realizing he wasn't alone. It turned out that Kira Ryosuke, the opponent's striker, also got invited. The two rivals ended up at a remote soccer training facility called Blue Lock. There, they'd endure tough training under coach Jinpachi Igo's supervision, with the aim was to create the best striker for Japan's national football team. As the 300 chosen players gathered in the training room, the coach praised them for being selected and explained the tough training they were about to face. With all the players gathered, Coach Igo started explaining. He explained that each player's ability had been measured, and their ranks were shown on their uniforms. These ranks could change based on how they did in drills. The top 5 players would go to the World Cup with the national team. However, those who were eliminated from the program would lose their chance to play at the national level. From a surveillance room, Igo watched as the players began the first test, with groups of players trying to eliminate each other by hitting their opponents with the ball. They only had 136 seconds to show what they could do, so there was a lot of pressure. Yoichi, who had the lowest rank, realized he needed to target the best players to move forward. He then joined forces with Meguro Bachira and aimed to beat the top-ranked player, Ryosuke. Even though the odds were against them, Yoichi and Bachira were together, slowly reducing the competition until only Ryosuke was left. In the final moments of the test, Yoichi and Bachira made their move and succeeded in eliminate Ryosuke, securing their spot in the next round of the program. The journey to becoming the best striker was just starting, and Yoichi was determined to succeed. After defeating Ryosuke, Yoichi and Bachira joined the other players in the dormitory at Blue Lock, getting ready for the next challenge. While practicing together, Bachira told Yoichi why he passed the ball to him during the game. According to Bachira, he felt a monster inside him that guided his actions on the field. This monster appeared to him while he was playing and told him what to do on the field. Bachira also mentioned that Yoichi had a similar monster inside him. At first, Yoichi wasn't sure, but when he thought about the moments he kicked the ball to Ryosuke, he realized there was something controlling him. He became curious about this mysterious monster figure within him. Yoichi was determined to uncover the truth and learn more about the monster within him. After weeks of intense training, Yoichi and the others noticed changes in their ranks. Igarashi Gorimu's rank had gone up, placing him just below Yoichi. Despite the improvement in their rankings, they were still in the lower group and didn't get the same benefits as higher-ranked players. Coach Igo then announced the first selection would involve 5 teams competing against each other, and only the top 2 would move forward. He stressed the importance of scoring goals and not worrying too much about positions. They had to start fresh and play soccer from the beginning. Yoichi, who's in Team Z and has a lower rank, faces Team X in the first round. Despite being designated as the attacker, his plan fails when Reichi Jengo steals the ball and tries to score alone. This messes up Team Z's plan, and Soei Baru from Team X takes advantage, slipping past their defense and scoring the first goal. While Team Z argues over the mistake, Team X celebrates their teamwork. The game continued, with Team Z trying to stop Baru, but he surprises them by passing the ball, allowing his teammate to score another goal. Bachira, noticing this, and suggests Yoichi take a shot while he provides support. With a good pass from Bachira, Yoichi gets the ball and dribbles forward, but faces Baru's defense. Thinking fast, Yoichi passes the ball to the right side of the field where Kunigami Rensuke is ready to receive it. Thanks to their coordinated efforts, Team Z finally manages to change the score. Despite the goal, Team Z still feels the pressure from their loss to Team X, threatening their position in the competition. After the game, Jingo asks Yoichi why he passed the ball to Rensuke. In the locker room, Yoichi explains Igo's advice to start the game from zero, with the aim of scoring a goal, just like Baru did. After another match in Building 5 ends, Igo shares the news that Team V beat Team Y 8-0. He agrees with Yoichi partly but says they need to turn 0 into 1 by finding a way to break their opponent's formation. Inspired by Igo's words, Yoichi and his teammates analyze their strengths and weaknesses while playing soccer. So Wataru-kun come up with a strategy for Team Z. But Yoichi realizes he doesn't know his strengths or weaknesses. While pondering over this, he is approached by Rensuke, who brings him some food as a gesture of gratitude for passing the ball to him. Rensuke also believes that Yoichi's quick thinking is one of his strengths on the field. Later, when Yoichi tells Kuon about his strength, they hold a meeting and decide to rotate positions, with each player taking turns as the attacker. As the match with Team Wii begins, Bachira moves forward, tries to break through their defense, but Team Y continuously blocks his efforts. Despite trying hard, Team C can't score. Instead, Team Y takes advantage of a missed shot from Rensuke and converts it into a counterattack to score a goal. For the rest of the game, Team Y focuses on buying time. When Yoichi sees Iki Nico from Team Muli trying to control the game, he quickly rushes back to get the ball and passes it to Gagamaru Dean, allowing him to score. Yoichi tries to stop all the balls going to Nico, to prevent the opposing team from taking control of the match. However, Nico's strong analytical skills on the field allow him to take command of the situation. With only 1 minute left, Okawa Hibiki from Team Y seems about to pass to Nico to attack Team Z's defense. Determined not to lose, Yoichi runs back to stop the pass and gets the ball. He passes the ball to Rensuke, who then passes to Bachira. Without hesitation, Bachira quickly sets up Yoichi with a perfect pass into the opponent's defensive area, letting him score the winning goal for Team Z. After the game, Yoichi and Hyuma talk about their strengths and weaknesses in football and how they can help their team in future matches. They agree that understanding their own strengths and weaknesses is important to improve and help the team win. They watch the match recording, analyzing each move and discussing areas for improvement. The conversation ends with Hyuma advising Yoichi to always trust his intuition and use his special ability to control the game when needed. Yoichi agrees, grateful for the lessons, and determined to improve. The next day, they train harder, eager to see the updated rankings from Coach Igo. Yoichi's efforts pay off as he becomes the top player in Team Z, with the team now relying on him as their key player. During their training sessions, Yoichi and his friends studied the matches of the lowest-ranking teams, analyzing their strengths and weaknesses. They discovered that Team Doa, especially the Wanima brothers, had impressive teamwork. To overcome this challenge, Yoichi and Team Z changed their strategy. They decided to change their formation every 30 minutes during matches to surprise their opponents. They were determined to giving their best to become the top strikers for Japan's national football team. The highly anticipated 7th match between Team Z and Team Bigo finally began. Both teams were excited to demonstrate their skills and tactics on the field. As expected, the Wanima brothers proved to be tough opponents with their quick movements and accurate shots. Despite Team Z's efforts to stop them, the brothers kept pushing forward. In a tense moment, Hyuma faced Yoichi, who had the ball. But instead of focusing solely on the game, Yoichi had something else in mind. He tried to use the moment to help Hyuma overcome his difficult past and remember his true abilities as a player. Just as the game was getting intense, Gordimu passed quickly to Kwon, who then scored an impressive header into the opponent's goal. This goal marked the start of Kwon's unstoppable performance as he scored 2 more goals, becoming the top scorer of the match. At the start of the second half, Kwon surprised everyone by letting the opponent take control of the ball. Jingo was angry with Kwon, but Kwon could only apologize. Yoichi, observing closely, suspected that Kwon had made an agreement with the Wanima brothers. Shortly after, Kwon confessed to his secret deal, confirming Yoichi's suspicions. He had agreed to share Team Z's strategy with the Wanima brothers in exchange for being named the top scorer, even if his team lost. This shocking revelation caused Team Z to lose focus, allowing Team Bebo to score another goal. Hyuma, who had always been a skilled footballer due to his speed, suddenly struggled to keep up with the opposing team. He felt insecure and overwhelmed by the intense competition. As the game went on, Hyuma's mind wandered back to his past, especially his time in high school when he played for the football club. At that time, Hyuma had a falling out with the Wanima brothers when he asked to remove seniority in the club, aiming to be the main player. This upset the brothers, and things got worse when Hyuma injured his ligaments, making it hard for him to play well. In the present, as the game's end neared, Hyuma felt like giving up. But as he watched Yoichi fight until the very end, he was suddenly filled with a newfound determination. With this newfound determination, Hyuma pushed past his past troubles and charged ahead. He dashed through the opponent's defense, leaving them struggling. Yoichi, who noticed Hyuma's presence, quickly made a pass to him. With the ball in his possession, Hyuma easily scored a goal that brought the game to a tie. This sudden change gave Team Z hope for the next match. However, Kwon faced anger from Team Noah, who felt betrayed by him. Despite trying their best, Yoichi and the team couldn't defend Kwon from the opposing players' attacks. In the end, Kwon had to leave the field, unable to continue playing. Meanwhile, Mikage Ryo, who had always had an easy life, started feeling bored. He wanted something more exciting and challenging, so he decided to become a famous football player. Despite his parents' objections, Ryo was determined to pursue his dream. During high school, Ryo met Nadi Seizero, who was a talented football player. Ryo was impressed by Seizero's abilities and passion for the sport, which fueled his own desire to become a top footballer. As Team Z discussed their third-place position, tensions rose. Jingo was angry at Kwon for betraying the team, but Yoichi tried to prevent any conflict. Kwon, however, showed no remorse and seemed confident of his top scorer positions. Despite the team's troubles, Yoichi was determined to lead Team Z to victory against Team V. While seeking for inspiration, he found Baru, who had scored over 10 goals for Team Y. This encounter left Yoichi feeling both daunted and motivated, realizing the tough competition ahead. Despite Baru's unfriendly attitude, Yoichi approached him and asked about his technique for scoring goals without help from teammates. Baru then showed him a method for kicking the ball over a long distance and demonstrated it by scoring accurately from more than 20 meters away. Yoichi was impressed and thanked him for the lesson. The encounter left Yoichi excited for the upcoming match. Not long after, the much-awaited match between Team Z and Team V had finally begun, with Yoichi leading his team from the front. With his new skills, he could predict the opponent's moves and stop balls from reaching Seizero. At the same time, he also initiated counterattacks by making precise high ball passes to Gin. Despite their efforts, Gin couldn't convert, hitting the crossbar instead. Seizero then seized the chance and scored a long-range goal, giving Team V their first goal of the match. As the game continued, Team Z found themselves behind by 1 point. Despite their determination, their attempts to counterattack kept failing. Meanwhile, Seizero scored easily with a strong long-range shot. At the same time, Yu was matched up against Tsurugi Zantetsu, a tough opponent from Team V with equal speed. The pressure made Team Z players lose hope, but Bachira still held onto his excitement, dribbling solo and easily breaking through the opposing defense. His impressive play boosted the team, and Rensuke confidently scored a long-range goal. These goals put Team V ahead 3-2 at halftime. During that halftime break, Yoichi focused on improving his play and creating chances for the team. In the second half, Hyuma struggled against Zantetsu, but he quickly passed the ball, surprising Zantetsu and allowing Hyuma to score and equalize. However, Team V changed tactics, and Seizero's skills helped them regain the lead, making it 4-3 for Team V. With only 13 minutes left, Yoichi finally showed his true ability, easily anticipating the opponent's moves. He stole the ball from Seizero and passed it to Hyuma, who was marked by Zantetsu. Hyuma then took a shot, but it hit the crossbar. Gin also tried, but the keeper blocked his shot. However, Rensuke's quick dribble and precise shot scored a much-needed goal for Team Z, just as Yoichi had predicted. As the game went on, Kwon remembered his high school days, dreaming of winning the national championship with his team. He left to join Blue Lock to achieve this dream. But with Rensuke becoming the top scorer, Kwon's position was at risk if Team Z lost. To protect his spot, Kwon fouled Seizero, giving Team V a chance to score with a free kick. As the game neared its end, Ryo was determined to make a name for himself. He took a shot at the goal, but the opposing keeper saved it. However, the ball stayed loose, giving Team V a chance to attack. Jingo stopped Zantetsu's attempt, but the counterattack from Seizero was relentless. Team Z's defense worked together to block the shot, and Gin managed to secure the ball just in time. With only a few minutes remaining, Yoichi knew this was their last chance. He used his sharp vision to assess the situation and took control of the ball. Working with his teammates, they dominated the midfield until Yoichi scored the winning goal that secured victory for Team Z. After the game, both Team Z and Team V advanced to the next round of training, while the other 3 teams were eliminated from the Blue Lock dormitory. Following the announcement of the results, all of the remaining participants were required to undergo intense physical training. A few days later, the remaining participants gathered once again in a room, and Ego told them they were the only ones left in the program. Despite their progress, they were still considered at the bottom and needed to work harder for the upcoming selection. Ego warned them that the next phase would be tougher, with individual evaluations. In the first part of the new training, each participant had to score 100 goals against a holographic keeper mimicking opponents. They had 90 minutes for this task. Upon completion, all participants were instructed to form teams of 3. Yoichi teamed up with Bachira and Seizero. Ria was disappointed when Seizero chose to join Yoichi's team instead of his. Not long after, Ego revealed that the winning trio from the 3 versus 3 matches would get to pick one player from the losing team. After some intense training sessions, the teams finally had the opportunity to assemble a complete squad of 5 players. There was excitement in the air as Yoichi and his team prepared to compete against Itaozi Rin's team, led by the top-ranked participant and younger brother of the skilled midfielder, Itaozi Sei. Yoichi had eagerly anticipated this match, as he had always wanted to test his abilities against the talented Sei brothers. The game began with Yoichi's team in white facing off against Rin's team in red. The start was intense, with both teams exchanging goals, keeping the score level. However, as the game progressed, Rin's team started to dominate. They played with determination and accuracy, making it challenging for Yoichi's team to keep pace. In the end, Rin secured victory for his team with a spectacular individual effort, maneuvering past the defense of Yoichi's team to score the deciding goal. With their hard-earned win, Rin's team advanced to the next round and chose Bachira to join their teams. Yoichi and Seizero progressed to the second phase, where they encountered Noruhaya Asahi, Yoichi's former teammate from Team Z, and Baru, a self-centered player who didn't make it to the third round. The match began with a setback as Baru managed to steal the ball from Seizero, putting his team in the lead. But Yoichi and Seizero quickly fought back, with Seizero scoring a goal from Yoichi's well-placed pass. Baru was not pleased and tried to respond with a shot, but it missed the goal. Asahi, who had possession of the ball, made a quick pass to Baru, setting up a goal that leveled the score and set the stage for a closely contested match. Once again in possession of the ball, Baru passed it to Asahi, hoping for a return pass that would allow him to score. But Asahi chose to shoot instead. The shot was blocked by the blue team's defender, known for his strong defense. However, Baru seized the opportunity near the goal and scored, putting his team ahead of Yoichi's team. In the following round, both teams went on the attack, exchanging goals in a tense battle. During the match, Yoichi noticed that Asahi often positioned himself in blind spots, allowing him to sneak up on the opposing team undetected. Despite their efforts, Seizero managed to score another goal for their team. Baru and Asahi attempted to counter, but their shot hit the post, leading to Seizero gaining possession of the ball. In response, Yoichi moved forward to receive the ball and take a shot at the goal. However, Baru closely marked him, determined to stop him. Recognizing the situation, Yoichi tried to outsmart Baru, using his cleverness and skill to find an opening. His efforts paid off as he secured the ball and scored the winning goal, securing victory for his team. In the end, Yoichi chose Baru to join his team. But before doing so, he thanked Asahi for helping him recognize and overcome his weakness during the game. Moral lesson from the story: passing the ball is like sharing snacks with your friends. You may think you will get more later, but your friends will probably eat it all and score themselves. So next time, just eat your snack and aim for the target yourself.